Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Hi, Roxy. Happy Monday, everyone. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Karen. Hi, Susan. Hi, Deb. So, some announcements. We have the Floriani Club taking place this Saturday. We also have, that's virtual, by the way. We have the Open Sew. I have a cut on my finger. I did get a haircut, Tammy. Hi, Birdie. Hi, Sherry. Okay, so we have the Open Sew Potluck in Thornton this Saturday. And then this Saturday in the Littleton store, we have the Sew with Mo. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so we are going to go over some fun announcements. We did a post just a little bit ago about a really new, exciting information when it comes to Kimberbell new product. Thank you, Sherry. Hi, Val. Thank you. Hi, Jane. Hi, Linda Moo. Okay, so Kimberbell just announced that they are starting something completely new, and Above and Beyond is one of the 13 pilot stores that are going to be participating in the launch of the needle punch. So if you're not familiar with what needle punch is they have different size needles and stuff like that depending on the yarn that you're using, but you thread the needle from the bottom up and through the hole on the needle, and then you follow a code, whether that's, you know, like the top of your tree be the light green, and it shows you where to insert your needle in order to create a like hand embroidery look project. So it is very exciting. I have honestly started to dabble with it so that I have some experience with it before these are released. These are going to be released November 8th. So if you are interested in participating in the needle punch, if you go to the Facebook page and go to our products tab and then go to the Facebook Live products, so I can show you guys real quick. All right, so if we go to products and select Facebook Live products, it's going to show you the kits that they have available. When you click on that, it will tell you more information of when it will become available, what it will include, and the price. So we have this really cute Christmas morning needle punch design. This is $49.98, and these are MAP prices, so we are not able to discount these prices any lower than they already are. So this one is so cute, and in the kit you'll get these little buttons to put onto your tree. And then we have a, whoa, what happened? A little Christmas box. Wow. So we're going to have to fix that. So this one is the Merrily We Roll Along. It's $36.98. And again, you're going to get everything in your kit that you need in order to create that. And then the next one we have is the Punch Needle in Bloom. It's $49.98. These are, again, released in November, but some of these are going to be different. So this one I love. This is the Snowflake Shimmer, and you might think that it's familiar. Kimberbell made that announcement this morning that it is very similar to a design that is included in the Quilty Little Christmas in the mini quilts. And then we have the Snow Place Like Home. So cute. That one's $49.98 as well. Then we get this cute little snowman, the Shivering Snowman. This one is $36.98. And there is a Bumblebee. This is $36.98. This one is going to be released in December. But it's super, super cute. And it's kind of hard to tell on the photo, but the flowers here are actually poking out in addition to the needle punch. So it has a real dimensional look on it. And then we have the Birdsong Bouquet. This one is $49.98. Again, this one is going to be one of the ones that is released in December. But all of these are available online right now for you to pre-order. And then they have a new wool felt mat that is 6x6. And it is perfect for piecing and ironing the small applique pieces. That's $12.98. And then the items that we're going to go over today. Let me show you what we're going to do today. I don't know where to set my computer. Okay, so today we are going to be working with a free design that is from Kreative Kiwi. It is a new design, and it is the Give Thanks coaster. So I have the camera turned and facing me, so it is going to read backwards, but I can do another one here with the camera turned in just one moment. But it says Give Thanks and has this really pretty leaf design on there. And of course, Kreative Kiwi's famous satin stitch around the coaster. We have a kit available for the coasters, and they are to make the 4x4 coasters, they are $4.99. Again, that will make 2. And then because we already have done so many of these coasters, we're going to try and switch it up a little bit. So we're going to do it just a little bit differently. And thank you, Betty. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Sharon. So we have the 6x6 scalloped trim hanger. There's different sizes available, but this one is the 6x6. And I'm going to use this Kreative Kiwi design and kind of change it up a little bit. So I made it with a piece of vinyl that is open on the top, and you can put a picture in there and have it interchanging. So you could do it with Christmas fabrics. You could do it with any fabrics that match your kitchen. For me, it makes me think of my grandma. She would put this in her kitchen. So we're going to go over how to do this. Okay, so before I do that, let me turn the camera and I'll show you the correct way with the spelling. And on this one, I did just the green design around the center and just a really pretty brown in our font. Okay, so before we do anything, we are going to kind of talk about the pocket. So in order to create a pocket that's going to be open here at the top, we need to create this pocket before we start stitching out the rest of the design. So I have the Ultra Clean Tearaway in my hoop in one layer, and the kit for this one, it's a little different online. So if you go to the Facebook products today and click onto the kit, it will give you an option for the 4x4 or the 6x6. The 4x4 is going to give you the option to do the coaster kit, and then the 6x6 is going to, I will put it up there, Deb. And then the 6x6 option will give you everything you need, including the vinyl and the trim to hang onto the scallop hanger, and make one of those. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to advance. So this is going to be that first step that allows us to, I'm trying to get rid of the glare. There we go. Okay, so this is the first step that we would machine step onto the, excuse me, onto the stabilizer so we know where to place our batting. Then this would tack down our batting. We would trim away the excess. And then this is going to be where we place the background fabric onto the batting and tack it in place. We need this inside square here just so that we know where to place the vinyl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay attention to where my little crosshair is right here. And I'm going to advance it until I see it get over here. And it goes around twice. Okay, so now our crosshair, it's kind of hard to see with the green, but our crosshair is right on that green area. And so now I am at that very first stitch, because if I were to back up, it takes me back to the outside line of my coaster. So I advance, I know that's my first stitch on there. So we're going to come over here and we're going to stitch a placement line so we know where to place our vinyl. Hi, Grandma. And I am doing it in a light thread because I want to make sure that everything is not, I don't want to do it with green thread and then chance you being able to see anything. Okay, so now the next stitch is going to do the quilting, and we're not doing the quilting. So we're going to back it up and we're going to advance to that very same spot. So I just did the same exact step. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place our vinyl and we are going to stitch the vinyl to the stabilizer. Hi Jan, today we are working with the Kreative Kiwi Give Thanks Coaster. This is a free design on Kreative Kiwi. I am now aware, because I forgot, that I did not put it on the calendar for today. So after I get done with live today, I will make sure to go and link it so that you have easy access to getting the files. There is kits available, $4.99 for the coaster kit, and it will give you the ability to make 2 coasters. There will be a drop down menu, so you get to choose 4x4 or 6x6. If you choose the 6x6, we are changing that design and we are making the 6x6 size, but we are creating a vinyl sleeve so that we can put different pictures in the middle there. So, okay, so now we've gone ahead and stitched this down. We are going to trim away the excess as close to the stitching as we can get without cutting the stitches. And I like to just lift the vinyl and cut straight across. It makes it a little easier. You know, I should give my grandma the credit for this because she loves the little scallop hanger I got her as a gift one year. And she's taken some of her small blocks and added ribbon to them to be able to display them. Okay, so now we're going to return this to the hoop. And we're going to come back over here. And we're going to advance our steps until we get to that satin stitch on our square piece. So that's where we are. This is going to be machine step 7. And we're going to come back over here and we are going to do all of the beginning. So they have that beginning stitch that helps prevent any fraying. We're going to do that throughout the entire piece for this, but we're going to start our satin stitch up in the corner here and end it up in the corner there so that we don't have to worry about it just being a silly piece of vinyl hanging out at the top. It's still pretty and elegant looking. Hi, Sybil. So, like I was saying, you could use this design with a variety of different fabrics and be able to... So now I'm going to stop it because I don't want it to do my satin stitch down here. So we're going to, advance it over on our screen here. I am watching where my crosshair is, which is right here, as I hit my plus sign. Let's see. So as I hit my plus sign, you can see it moving. If you want some extra precision, you can turn on your laser and you can see right there exactly where it's going to hit in that corner. So I'm going to start it right there. So this is stitch number 10,125 and press start. And we're just going to do the top again. Susan, the laser button is right here. It's the W. And that turns on your laser. So with this being said, that we are doing this using a Kreative Kiwi design, there is a way to do this in IQ. If anybody is interested in me putting together steps and doing this through IQ, you can definitely let me know. You're welcome, Susan. All right, so now we're approaching that corner, and I'm going to get ready to press stop. And I think we just need a couple more stitches. Okay, so now we're going to come over here and we're going to advance. So if we move just the +1, you can see that it's doing the satin because our crosshairs are going from one side to the other. So I'm going to advance it quite a bit until we get back up to that left-hand corner there, because it's going to do that decorative stitch. So I'm going to keep on moving. Our cross keeps moving. Now it's up on the left-hand side. Let's see if this helps. 100's too much. So again, I'm going to press this laser button, and I'm going to then so now it's going to do that decorative stitch. So now I can see with my laser that it's going to start about right there, which is just a little bit before the satin stitch starts, which is just fine. Two weeks and 4 days until the anniversary event. I let it go too far, but that's okay. Okay, so now we are going to remove our hoop and turn our hoop to the back. And we're just going to find a corner and not exactly rip, because you don't want your stitches to come undone, but I like to just hold on to the stitches as I work my way around. The Ultra Clean is really nice for this because it is super gentle to remove. All right, so now we have our pocket made, and we're going to set that off to the side. We're going to get the next hoop, also with tearaway, and we are going to press our 0 button to go right back to square one. Then we are going to stitch the placement line for our batting. How are you, Lisa? All right, then we are going to take our batting and place it completely covering our stitched area, and we're going to tack that in place. I am just using the Ultra Clean and Tear, and it's a lightweight stabilizer, so I chose to use 2 layers. So, a funny story, we had a Halloween party to take Nico to this weekend with, that is from a friend at school. And we got him in his costume, we took him to this party, and we get there, notice that no one else is there from the school except for one person, and all of these family members are bringing in gifts. It's like, maybe they think Halloween is like Christmas. Maybe this is just a thing. Well, then I got closer to the gifts, and the gifts said happy birthday. So I went to the mom and I said, is this a birthday party? And she said, yes, it is. And I said, the birthday invitation just said Monster Bash. So we don't have a gift, and I'm very sorry about that. The invitation, we got home, we looked at it, Matt was like, I don't think I'm crazy. Like, we both looked at it, we both were like, you know, we didn't see anything like that. We just thought it was a Halloween party. Got home, looked at the invitation. The invitation didn't even have the child's name for who the birthday party was for. Okay, so now we trimmed away the excess. We're going to take our background fabric and place it completely covering that area. And we're going to tack that in place. Uh-oh. Yes, Lisa, we made an announcement about that at the beginning of the video. If you go to the Facebook Live products for today, we do have all of the available needle punch options that are pre-orders for right now available. We are one of Kimberbell's 13 pilot stores that are participating in the launch of that new product. So if you're interested and would like to look at those or get yours on pre-order, then we do have them available online. And we do just want to make the announcement that the prices online are not going to show a discounted price. They are a solid price that we're not able to discount anymore. We did stay for the party, Linda. It was a good time. So needle punch is something like, I don't know, there's a variety of options. So they have like the clamp set that you can use. You put your fabric in and put a fabric piece over an inner layer of this pipe, and then you can use the outer piece to tighten the fabric. But you can also use it in doing the embroidery frames, the like embroidery hoops, the round ones. And then it has a template marked on the fabric that is inside the hoop, and there will be instructions that tell you what yarn to use, and you use a needle to, where is my other fabric? Oh no. All right, so now we're going to place the inside fabric and tack this in place. So I backed mine up to go to the previous step and just advanced it to where it does the inner square, because in the instructions they want you to do like the quilting and things and then trim, but the quilting kind of goes past it, and I want to get as close to that as I possibly can. All right, so now we're going to trim the excess. It is by hand. It is something that you can enjoy doing while watching your favorite TV shows, in the car, while you're traveling, while you're sitting at your daughter's gymnastics. Okay, so now we have that inside frame, and it's going to do the quilting now, which I think you should still do, because if you don't want to put a picture, or say you don't have a suitable picture for the season, then you can still have this really pretty quilted block to be able to show. Sarah, there is a variety of designs. Some are being released in November, some are being released in December, and then of course they're going to continue releasing holiday themed and related designs as we go further. And they are all at different prices based off of the size. So if you want, you can go to aboveandbeyond.com and see what the options you have available are on there. So right now it's doing this really pretty quilting design. Hi, Pat. Okay, so now going back to the machine. If we were to do the give thanks, which you could certainly still do that and have the option to cover it up, but I'm just going to leave it as is, and you can do a color break. And I was talking with a friend this morning who came in, and I'm going to advance this. So she suggested that you do the letters in one color and the leaves in another. So in order to do that, because it is all one design for the top and the bottom portions, you would get to about here and you would stitch until there, cut your threads, and change your thread to whatever color you want to do your leaf in. I suggest backing it up a little bit so it goes over the previous color, kind of gives it the blended look, and then pick it up from there, stitch out the rest, and then you would do the same for the thanks portion. So that starts over by the H there. So definitely get past where it's going to do all of the H. Get to about right there. And then you would change your thread back to the leaf option. Back it up just a few stitches. And then do the rest. Okay, but we are going to go past this and we're back to that pocket. So now what we're going to do is we are going to come over here to our machine, and we have this as our template. Okay, we have the wrong side of our vinyl. The stitches aren't as pretty. You can see some of the stabilizer that's left there. And then we have this piece here. So now we're going to use a Kimberbell tape or the OESD tearaway tape, and we're going to just tape down the bottom of our corners here just to make sure that it doesn't shift on us. Okay, so we tape in place, and then we're going to come back over here and we're going to watch where our crosshairs are, and we are going, and right now it's doing that back and forth stitching for the satin. We've already done that, and we wanted to avoid the top, which is why we stitched it out before on the other stabilizer. So we are going to advance, and I'm going to turn on my laser. And then as we get closer, we can see where our satin stops, which is just a little bit more. So we're going to just go nice and slow until we get to that part. And then we're going to lower our foot and we're going to attach it from there. Hi Dorothy, we are making a project, a little spin to it with a design from Kreative Kiwi. There is a coaster that's new and it is called the Give Thanks coaster. It is a free design from Kreative Kiwi. It has not yet been posted to the calendar, so I will work on that as soon as we are done. And there is a kit available for $4.99 for the coaster kit, which would make 2 coasters, or there is a 6x6 option, and it will give you everything that you need in order to make, using the same design, a photo frame hanger. So we created our pocket first in a separate hooping, and right now we have done all the other steps and we've gotten to the point where we are going to attach the pocket. All right, so I'm going to just do my tack stitch and we're going to trim. Now that we have that stitched down, I am going to remove the tape because I think it's going to be easier to remove now than later. And we have talked about doing this as an IQ thing where you are going to build it completely in IQ. So we'll probably do that at a later time. Some seriously sticky tape. Okay, so now it's going to start doing, no, it's a tearaway tape from OESD. So now it's going to start doing that satin stitch, the back and forth, back and forth. We've already done that on the top. So we are going to come back over here and we are going to advance. So we can see okay, so we actually need to do it on the side here a little bit to get up to that corner. So we're going to do that. And then I'm just going to have that satin stitch just slightly overlap the stitch that we did when this was in the other hooping. And in order to do that, you can stop your machine and press and hold your start-stop button to get a better visual with it going just a little bit slower. And then we're going to trim our threads. And we're going to advance it until it's on this side. So again, I'm going to turn on my laser. I'm going to advance, and you can see the crosshair. We're chugging along here. So looking at our crosshairs over here, find a place that you're satisfied with. You've got it, Marquita. Marquita, are you wanting a coaster kit or a kit to make one of these? Jan, the stabilizer I'm using is the OESD Ultra Clean and Tear. Well, and technically you don't have to even have the Give Thanks put in there. It's a beautiful design, so I love that. But you could also put in there, using the fonts in your machine, like Happy Thanksgiving or Love You, Grandma. Gift from your favorite grandchild. Jan, I haven't put it on the calendar just yet. Got a little caught up with other things this morning, so I will definitely make sure to get it posted to the calendar. It is a free design. Linda, I am in Littleton. I'm here on Mondays. It's the Momo and Amanda show on Mondays. The Triple M's. Thanks, Donna. And then my backing pieces I already have folded in half. You got it, Jan. And then once it's done with the satin, it's going to do that decorative stitch. And we did a little piece up here to get our satin stitch up here because we started it towards the corner. So I didn't want my opening for it to be open like all the way down here to be able to slide something in. I wanted it to be a little bit taller. So we are going to reach this point over here. Let me see if I can. So you can see just behind the needle that there's some satin stitch without that decorative stitch. So we are going to let it change from the satin, do the decorative stitch until we get caught up to that corner. And again, just to slow the machine down and have an easier time seeing where we need it to stop, to then move it to the other side, you can press and hold your play button. So there's our decorative. And we can raise the foot, see where we're at. That looks good. So we'll do a tack, trim the thread, and then I'm going to turn on my laser. And I'm going to advance to do the decorative on the rest, and we'll stop it when it will stop itself. Next, in the kit for this project, you have a 4-inch piece of like lace trim, and then you're just going to cut that in half. So with a border fabric that is as busy as this one is, I'm going to bypass this next step. So this next step is going to do this quilting stitch. Whoa. This quilting stitch in red that you see here. So I'm just going to bypass that. So now I need to attach my trim. So I need to see where my crosshairs are going to go first. And it's going to be on the right side first. So I'm going to fold my trim in half, and I'm going to place the fold, and I'm just going to have my fold align with where the pocket is, and I'm going to go nice and slow. And then I'm going to turn on my laser. I'm going to advance to the next side. Again, I have my fold towards my pocket. And then you don't need to worry about going over that twice, because we now need to attach our back pieces, and it's going to get that again. So we're just going to back that up, and we are going to place one piece of the backing that's folded in half. We're going to place this so the fold of our fabric is towards the center, and take our second piece and do the same. Honestly, Donna, it's something that I've been wanting to do in IQ for a while. And then over the weekend, I was thinking about what I wanted to do for life and figured that we could change the design that we're working with today in order to accommodate it as well. So we will go ahead and do this also as an IQ project in the future. Maybe we can change it and do a fun shape or something. I'm going to kill myself on this cord. Okay. So now we are all done. We are going to take this out of the hoop. And then I have my pinking shears. And I'm just going to trim close to my stitch line without cutting my stitches. All right, then we are going to flip. And then you'll use your point turner turn out the other side. And then you have a hanger with a pocket for you to put a picture in. Super cute. I'm not all by myself today. Momo.
Hello.
Come.
Come.
I have tons of fluff on me now.
Yeah, me too.
I'm hairy. It's me and Momo. We're the Momo and Amanda show.
See us on Mondays.
We're having fun. All right. Well, that is all I have for you. So for those of you who joined us a little bit later, make sure you go on and look at the Facebook Live products for today, because we do have the new Kimberbell needle punch kits that are available to pre-order on our website, as we are the one of 13 pilot stores that are participating in the launch of that product. So if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call in the store. We can give you any answers that you need. And have a wonderful day. Thanks, guys.